Hello, welcome. This is the Let's podcast. And Let's is a nonprofit organization in Zambia combating domestic violence. Little tiny warning before we begin. This is a safe space. It's a movement. So many countless voices go unheard across the world. And we are trying to create a place that we can empower people, speak openly and honestly, learn new skills, and focus on topics that people might find difficult. We're going to have difficult conversations talking about different things like domestic violence, gender-based violence, mental health struggles, overcoming societal barriers, getting through challenges, and from people's different perspectives as well. We're going to have survivors' testimonies. We're going to be focusing on real life experiences, and we're amplifying these positive voices that we can have in our lives that we can learn from. And I just, it's just a warning really, so that you're aware of what you're going to be listening into. Things might be uncomfortable to hear, and things might trigger people. So with that in mind, I want you to know that you're not alone. So if you feel like this isn't a show you should listen to because of that, then don't. If you do listen and you feel like you could maybe benefit from speaking to somebody, or you want to share something with us, or you're seeking support, please reach out to us. You can get to us through our website, which is www.letsstoptheabuse.com, and you can reach us via WhatsApp from any country, or phone and text in the UK. The number is +44 74 95 33 88 30. You're not alone. We want to be here to support you, and we want to grow and learn from all of the experiences that are happening around us, and we want to let's be part of the change. While we are trying to become part of the change and changing the narrative, I just want you to be aware that Let is an up-and-coming service. So please, yes, do reach out to us. But just be aware that if you're in crisis, please do access the crisis lines in your area, because we are not a crisis support yet. So you may not get an immediate response. Thank you. We are joined by the lovely Roderick, who's going to talk us through some challenges such as not being able to finish school, leaving at grade 4, growing up in Zambia, and still becoming a successful actor, comedian, and poet, as well as having some businesses that are running really well around Lusaka. He's going to talk us through these challenges and overcoming them. We are joined by the very handsome Roderick from Lusaka, Zambia. Welcome, Roderick. Please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My name is Roderick. I'm County by tribe. Live in Lusaka, to be specific. I'm an actor, film actor, theater actor. I'm a poet, and I can some art. So, Rick is a famous Lula, a dream chaser, and a goal hunter. That's how I get to describe myself.
Dream chaser and goal hunter, did you say?
Yeah.
I love the sound of that. Do you want to tell us what part of your story really defines who you are today?
The part of my story defines who I am today is what I have been through, and my growing up, my background, because I can say I'm coming from a family where life has got a different meaning, and I've been through, and what I've been through a lot, and I can say from what I've gone through is what defines me now.
Can you tell us? Do you still want to carry on? There's bits going on around you.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've experienced then? What experiences have you had that can that you say define who you are today?
Okay, I can say Rick is somebody that has been to school and not gone beyond grade 5. I dropped out in school when I was in grade 5, and not because I wanted to drop from school, but because of the background where I'm from. My family, my age couldn't afford for me to be in school and whatnot. Even the way of survival. Mom used to go to the burial site and ask where the funeral house is. If it's a moment sure for us to move from the burial sites to the funeral house to eat. We used to eat once in a day. I stayed in the community for about 5 years without going to school when I was in grade 3. And the time Dad learned something for me to learn carpentry and started managing to raise literally two monies for me to go to school. But it was for my friend and all blessed with the that I have today that has even changed my family status. I'm a family pillar through my acting and whatnot because I've gone through a lot. Even in my acting, I started my acting in 2007. Then 2007, when I started my acting, it's been very for me to have opportunities. I've gone to about 36 auditions for me to feature in productions, not because I'm a bad actor, not because I'm a bad poet. I've entered into auditions, about 36 auditions, and I've never been picked in any production. I decided to start creating my own films, started creating my own shows, and then the people that used to leave me out of their productions, these are now the people that are with me in my circle, encouraging me and taking me as one of their brothers. So it's been that tour throughout my journey in art and my personal life.
Amazing. Wow. That's such a difficult place to be at when you're in a family that is unable to provide you with enough resources to get an education. Did you ever go back to school?
Okay, for me, I've always been wanting to go back to school, but the toughest part is my parents now that have grown old, and me being the pillar of the family, I decided to take my siblings to school, and I can say our last born in the family will be writing her grade 12 this year. Will be clapping this year by the grace of God. So for me, I decided to continue pushing my businesses and continue pushing my art life where I've seen my strength is in art and what I do. Decided to took my sister and my brothers to school. Yeah.
Okay. So it's absolutely amazing and so inspiring, Roderick, that you chose to pay for your siblings to finish their education instead of you doing it yourself. And you talked about pushing businesses and working on your businesses and your art life. What businesses have you got?
Okay, so I'm running a small business where I do sell eggs and spices.
Oh, nice.
And also running a small shop. We're also running a small shop for a salon.
Okay, that's really great. And what's that like? Is it difficult or it's successful?
I can say it's successful, and my businesses are successful. It just depends with the vision and what you are there for in the business. Because if you say I joined the business, I do this business, it's tour, I leave it because sometimes business may go tour, sometimes things move smoothly like that. But it's just with the accountability. is what makes me say everything is going on well, it's successful.
Okay, that makes sense. And you said you're continuing in your art life. So is it other things that you do as a creative outside of your theater and acting?
I'm a content creator. In Zambia, like I'm now getting those recognition through content creating, comedy content, TikTok and my Facebook.
Oh, that's exciting. What sort of content do you have?
Concepts.
Okay.
Come again.
So
Come again. I didn't get that.
I said, what kind of content do you put out there?
Okay, so the content that I put out there, the comedy content, and mostly I do contents for students.
Oh, so you do like comedy, stand-up comedy shows?
I do stand-up comedy, and that's where I'm good at. And for Facebook and TikTok, it's just social media content, kind of.
Oh, okay. And like you said, comedy. So yeah. I'm assuming your social media content has also got a bit of funny stuff.
Yeah, it is because when we do much of social media content, we usually get to have bookings for shows. Maybe they'll need you on a show, on a wedding and whatnot. You have to do your stand-up comedy. You can't do screening when you're on set.
Amazing. Okay, that sounds exciting. And that's something that you really enjoy?
I really enjoy.
Okay. Can I ask, Roderick, what's the most difficult obstacle you've overcome and what did it teach you?
The thing of big people, those that you believe in, not believing in you and not trusting your craft. People that you expect to give you their back, they're the people that will say trash behind your back and make you feel like you can fail. But I can say God has blessed me with a spirit that breaks protocol. And throughout my journey and whatever things, maybe in hosting my movies in the cinemas and whatnot, they'll come to me, you can't manage, you're too young for this, you can do that. Not until time when the only thing I used to close my eyes and focus on whatever things that I have said, to say I'm gonna do this, it doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they talk about, I'm gonna do this. And the moment it happens, these are the same people that will come and celebrate me at the end of the day. That has only been my biggest challenge, and that I have overcome that. And now they believe in me. They believe in whatever things that I get to create. When I say I have this, instead of them discouraging me, they're the people that comes and support now because they've seen me doing it now. Making people believe in what they couldn't believe in you.
Amazing. That's really positive. And that must have been quite hard, actually. You said knowing that people are talking about you behind your back in a bad way. How did you deal with that?
I can say my mother has been a biggest support. Mm-hmm. My mother has given me a crying shoulder. And my mother is the only person that I would tell things when somebody talks bad things about me. I usually sit down with my mother. And the only thing that my mom will tell me is, people will never stop talking. They'll stop talking when you die. But even in your death, people will still talk. People will never stop talking. And don't mind what they're saying. Don't respond. Don't do anything. She will hold my hands kneel down with me and pray with me.
That's your mom. It sounds like your mom has really great advice, and she's right. Unfortunately, the world we live in, people do talk. You also said that God blessed you with a spirit that breaks protocol. What does that mean? What does that look like?
All right. So I would say here in Zambia there's that motive of, if you're working for a certain big production and then you are not the boss, you are not there on the top, but you just have the connection. And then if somebody wants to meet, for example, I'm working with you, you're my boss, I'm your PA, and then instead of, if there's somebody that wants to meet up with you, they can't meet up with you. Firstly, they have to talk to me, and then I can tell you so that you can make an appointment with those people. But me, I don't have that thing of I need to go, for me to know that person, I need to go through this one to connect me to that person. I find the connection on my own, go direct. If that person doesn't know me, I'll make sure that person will know me. And the spirit that breaks protocol, I mean, there are people here in Zambia, they are the godfathers of the industry. And me, I usually say, for them to be the godfathers of the industry, the channel that they use, I'll use the same channel to be there. I don't brag. I don't beg for opportunities as in for now. So I break the protocol for me to reach where they are.
Oh wow, okay. That's brave, right? Brave to do that. Do you feel do you ever feel like that you've wavered on thought, oh my gosh, feeling nervous when you're gonna make a break in protocol, or do you always just do it?
The fear comes, but what keeps whispering in my spirit is, drop the fear, stand firm and do it. Believe in yourself. If you can't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. I have this slogan that I usually recite every time before I leave my home. Because every time, I don't have a month end. I create my own month end through the arts, through the arts industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say every time I'm leaving home, I look in the mirror and tell myself, say, Rick, life gets hard. People will talk. No one will believe in you. Believe in yourself. Keep fighting and never give up.
That's
every day before leaving home, I need to recite this. The fear comes, I can't do it. But the moment I release the fear, I stand firm. I usually do it. Fear comes, but I have the biggest back in my life. And I only say God is the biggest promoter of art, because I usually put God to be an artist. He is the father to the art. And I say, God, you're my producer, you're my executive producer, you're my director, you're my mentor, you're my this. So I stand with God. Unless if I stand on my own, the fear comes. But every time this comes in my mind, say, God is with me. I shall fear not. I don't fear.
That's amazing. And God is so good. Roderick, I agree. God is our strength and our provider. Jehovah Jireh, he says he'll provide for us everything that we need. And sounds like he has blessed you with a very inspiring spirit to want to create and change the way people view art, theatre, and everything that you're trying to bring to that table. I wanted to say, so obviously one of the reasons for my radio shows, the ones that are around men's mental health, I find that a lot of men in Zambia really struggle. Well, men everywhere, But in Zambia, culturally, it's quite hard for a man to open up about his mental health or things that he's struggling with. So just in terms of people that are listening today, listening to your show, you talked about this mantra that you say to yourself every day. You look in the mirror and you say, you know, keep on fighting. People are still talking, but you've got a strong back and you can do this. That's actually it's a very good psychological practice, which is called positive self-talk or positive affirmations. And there's so much evidence out there that shows how that really, really helps a person think positively, and it starts to actually change the way that your brain is working and the way that your brain is looking at different things. It changes your perspective. So the fact that you do that every day is amazing, and the fact that you know talk about it as something that's kept you going and keep you fighting, it's really great to see that you already use these great skills in your life at the moment. So well done to you for that. And I do agree. I like the way you talked about God being the the father of the arts. He did create the world, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. The trees, the leaves, the animals that we have, bugs that we have, and then the human beings that we also have. So I agree. I agree the way that you describe that. Um, what motivates you to keep going even when things get tough?
What gets motivating me even when things get tough?
Yeah. So what do you do, or how do you think to stay motivated? You know, when things are really going rough for you, or for example, when you had all those refusals for those auditions, you said 36 refuses. What kept you going?
Okay, so what kept me going was the time I discovered what I love doing. And what I love doing was art. You say, I can give up. My future is in art. I shall do anything possible if God blesses me tomorrow and puts me at that level. I shall work on my name. I shall do that. And what keeps motivating me to keep on going is I always tell my family to say, and people, my relatives say, I was born in a poor family, but I shall not accept my parents to die poor. Shall do anything in my power just to give my family that high life that they've been wanting to have. So what keeps me going is I don't want to go back in the begging land.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to well, you said you don't want to go back to the begging land. Is that a place that you've been at in the past?
Yeah, I've been in the begging land. We've begged with my family and enough is enough.
That must have been quite a difficult place to be at. Do you feel like it altered your value for material things?
Please that question again.
Do you feel like because you were in what you describe as the begging land, do you think it's changed the way you view material items and money?
Not really. In the begging land, when I mean the begging land is anything that I need or that our family would need, I need to ask. Where I can afford to buy shoes, I can afford to buy clothes, I can afford to put food on the table. We beg for a living. And what kept me out of that begging land was was art, and my theater acting, competing with other institutions, theaters. We won something. I was winning something in the past, and that managed to move from a rented house to our own house. I can say my parents now, they're living in their own house because of my art and my hard work in art.
Wow.
So,
oh my gosh, amazing.
So if I quit now, and my greatest fear that keeps me going, my greatest fear on earth is failure.
Okay.
Yeah. My greatest fear is failure.
So
whatever things that I've set to achieve in my life, my focus and my determination is on keep on fighting, not until I reach that climax that I've always been trying to be at.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes, and it, fear of failure is quite a normal human response. And I'm assuming failure to you is what?
Failure to me, I can say, failure. I can just say failure to me is death to me.
Okay.
Failure to me is death.
Okay. So, what are your core values that guide your decisions and actions, Roderick?
That guides my decisions
and actions.
Well, I would say I don't know how I can place this one.
Do you feel like you have, or do you know what your core values are?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying. I don't know how best I can place this one.
Okay, we can come back to it. What are you most passionate about, and how have you pursued these passions? You spoke quite a bit about your art. So, what have you been actively doing? If that's your passion that you want to talk about, talk us through some of the things that you've been doing to reach the successes that you have.
Okay. Okay. Firstly, producing movies. I've done 3 movies that have been in the cinemas, and I've been doing productions for these other people that have engaged me in their production. I've been hosting theater plays, those that are mine own. I've been doing poetry on different platforms, and also on my weekends, mostly I'm ever booked weekends for weddings as a master of ceremony.
Oh wow, that's lots of stuff, Roderick. That's loads of things.
Yeah.
So
come again.
That's lots of very very artistic things, very creative and like outgoing. Is that what you're passionate about?
Yeah, that's what keeps me busy, actually. So how it gets to be, sometimes when you're shooting a feature film, you may engage yourself shooting a feature film for 3 months. Shooting maybe in a camp for 3 months, sometimes 2, and then when it's done, you start advertising to sell, and you make sure to say, okay, when I produce this film, it has when it's done in the cinemas, it has to sustain me for this couple of months, looking at your responsibilities. Whenever you are, Fridays, you get to have different shows. Saturdays, mostly weddings. Sundays, different churches would hire you for poetry performances. Afterwards, they bless you with something. Mostly Saturdays and Sundays are ever busy with weddings. So that's how we get to balance up the things that we do, and so passionate. So I take art as my love for now.
I like the way you said that. You take art as your love for now. Yes, I agree. It does sound like you do. How did you progress with your education if you weren't going to school? Like what did you do? And what advice would you give people that are also unable to access education?
Well, I would say my problems or my past has been my greatest school. What I usually encourage a lot of people or a lot of young people like me, as in for now, everywhere I go, I always say school is the key to success. If I didn't go to school and I have a better life today, it doesn't mean when you quit school you also be like me. God blesses us differently. My encouragement to everybody is, if there's a possibility of you being in school, here in Zambia, there's free education and anybody can access free education. As in for now, it has to be in school. And some of us, maybe your better life is not, maybe your better life is in school. Some of us, our better life is in what we do. We have already found out what we do. So school is a key to success, and working extra hard and believing in yourself, you can do it. Because I used to be in school. I used to pay for myself school fees, but it was really hard for me. I used to break stones at night to certain company, breaking stones at night. Then in the morning, whole night breaking stones. In the morning, get paid a small amount of money. In the morning, you're in school. You find the teachers teaching and you're dozing. They said, okay, school is not for me. Let me work hard and take my siblings to school. If you have that thing of wanting to achieve in education, if God is there for anybody. God is not for one person. God is not for Rick. God is not for Tina. God is for everyone.
You're right, he is. He is, and he's so good and kind, and he is a wonderful influence in my life as well. I'm very blessed by God with the heart that I have and what I want to do. So I agree with what you're saying. Thank you for that really helpful advice about telling people to try and stay in education if they can. I think it's great that in Zambia now there is free education for people to access. And I think if you have an opportunity to stay in school, please, yes, do stay in school and get every opportunity you can, because you can still come out like Roderick with an education behind you. So that must have been quite hard, the breaking stones all night and going to school the next day. How old were you when you did that?
Wow, it was really young. When I think that was when I was 13, somewhere there.
Gosh.
Let me say 13. Yeah, 13, 14, somewhere there. Me yesterday having a better life when I was 15, 16, somewhere there. That's when I started having that life. In my life, I don't even know how birthdays taste like. I've never celebrated my birthday because of that. So, as in for now, I'm working extra hard and making myself be that. Feel me?
So you've had lots of different success over the last couple of years. You know, for example, you had 3 films at the cinema. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. And a wonderful achievement. Rick's Nation Comedy is doing Death is One Call Away, Keep Me Alive, one man act, yes?
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. Okay, so I start from the background of the production.
Yeah, if you like. Whatever you whatever you want to share, whatever you want to share to the listeners, and we'll also tell people how they can buy tickets as well for you after you talk about it.
Okay, so the story that I've shared is what catched my attention to write. They Keep Me Alive. The story behind Keep Me Alive is we've seen a lot of people showing fake love when someone dies.
Sure.
I stopped putting roses on someone's graveyard if we never shared that deeper love. If I've never given a rose when that person was still alive. So I need to love you while it's still alive, not loving you when you die. So my past, I've shared about my past, and this production, I want to do something big for Africa. And these people I really feel like they've not really welcomed me, or Zambia is cast in a certain way where they don't want to see somebody doing fine unless they're doing fine.
I know.
So it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard for somebody to pull through. So I calling this production, like at the Lusaka Playhouse, I'm trying to call upon all the Zambian filmmakers, writing to them, reaching out to them, different filmmakers, actors, producers, mostly producers and directors. When they come, I perform in front of them and ask them to show me love while I'm still alive. Because here in Zambia, like this, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like they've not welcomed me. But when I die, these are the people that comes to make noise at my funeral house. Maybe start arguing, maybe with my church members. Where are we going to take him? Where are we going to have our artistic center from? Okay, we're having our artistic center from Lusaka Plus. That's when they get to show themselves. Say, okay, this person was an artist. This person did this. This person did that. So he's our own. We're going to take him at the playhouse. So me, I don't want them to be there when I die without achieving whatever things that I've set to achieve. So I'm calling upon everybody to love me while I'm still alive, not when I die, because I have a lot of things to work on. Yeah, that's inspired the production.
Wow, Rick, it's amazing that you. It's amazing. It's an amazing idea, and I wish I'd be able to. I wish I could have been able to see it.
I wish, if you're okay with it, if I would give you just 4 lines. My favorite 4 lines.
Yeah, give me.
Okay, so I am standing outside an open casket, looking down at me, beautifully placed like a baby in a basket. I am sleeping, and everyone is in black and weeping. People are paying their last respect. So hard for me to believe this thing I did not expect. My life did not undergo inspection, and I feel I'm about to go a chronic dissection. It is like a ghost that I'm ready to exorcise. And right, I would love to exercise, but life is like a course I would love to revise. But do not weep for me, my pain has diminished. I'm on my way to heaven with the task unfinished. My body gave out, it could not maintain. Evaporated tears from a cloud, heaven rains, trying to talk to everyone, but all in vain. Alas, every cell that concocts my pain remains in pain. running down the cheeks of some people are rivers of crocodile tears. They hated me with passion such that they would manipulate my ears. Bad things they would say, but now they bring me flowers and I can't smell them today. If I would change my last words, I would make them more penetrating than 1,000 words. I would say, do not bring me flowers that you are putting by my graveside today. Transport them to the ocean to be washed by tides, out to the sea with my ashes, where water will fortuitously splashes. Breathe gently and do it correctly, blowing like a candle and keep it glowing. As time keeps on going, I will tell everyone that loved me that I loved them too, with the love that was true, the love that was cool. If you love someone, do not wait for them to go 6 feet under. Show it to them, or you will feel like dividing asunder. Every time I think of now, tears roll down upon my cheeks on how death has become our daily bread. Moving in all places like holy works of the Holy Spirit. Every now and every day is rest in peace, dear that, dear this, it breaks my heart. Every time I open up my Facebook, all I am finding a post of friends mourning their friends. It breaks my heart. An hour ago, I was laughing with my best friend. Tonight is no more. Nadia no Nandi and celebrating his 19th birthday, and on his way back home, bashes into the car. It breaks my heart. I am not going to stand on this altar to question God why. Why do we suffer the sins we did not commit? Why do we suffer the consequences of Adam and Eve? Are we like the serpents of the devil? No. Why can't we live that eternal life while still on earth? Why can't you kill Satan and set us free from all sin? These lies are deep.
Yes, they are. Oh my gosh, I was like mesmerized. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Beautiful. So I wish you the best of luck for the production. I think it's going to be amazing. And I'll definitely put it on the post, and yeah, I'll put a link in so that people can, be able to buy tickets and get some more information. So you can also share your. Do you want to tell everyone how they might be able to find you on social media?
On social media, my name is I'm using Greek Nation Comedy on Facebook and on TikTok. I'll still share the phone number, my WhatsApp number. People in Zambia, we have agents in all places of Lusaka. Those that will need tickets, we are delivering actually.
So you've talked so much about your passion, and you've talked about your struggles, and you've talked about all the different ways you've overcome these different challenges, and your perspective on life is inspiring, Rick. It really is. Can I just ask, what are you grateful for?
What I'm grateful for is God is not failing me.
Okay.
And I'm grateful that I'm managing with the little that I have on the table. And God giving me my own bigger audience. Mostly I was struggling with marketing mostly. And God has blessed me with about 73,000 followers on Facebook and TikTok. I'm also running in 40, soon reaching 40 on TikTok, and of which TikTok and Facebook has much audience and attention for my works. I'm really grateful for that.
Amazing. And it's wonderful to see that you are still praising God, despite all of the different things that you've had experience in your life. And I thank God for you. It's amazing to meet you, and I really hope that we stay in touch. I'd love to continue to be part of your journey where I can. And when Let's is open in Zambia, I don't know how we can collaborate, but I'd love us to be able to do something. I think there's probably a lot of young men that I think you'd be able to inspire just by sharing your life, your story, and your experiences, but also maybe allowing people an opportunity to look up to you as a creative and learn some skills in the creative platform. And in Zambia it's quite difficult to be artistic and live off that, isn't it? Our parents normally say to us, you need to get an education and become I don't know, some craft, don't they? An engineer or a pilot or whatever else. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's amazing to hear. It's amazing to hear your story. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and thank you for the work that you're doing in trying to change the narrative in Zambia. I think that your work is inspiring, and I hope that I get an opportunity to see you live at some point. Yeah, and I love stand-up comedy, so I definitely need to come and watch you do some stand-up comedy.
No, I just want to say thank you for hosting me, and God should richly bless you for that. I don't take any opportunity for granted. Trust me. God will bless you for that.
God is good. I'm already blessed in terms of, being able to be part of people's lives like yours, being part of your story and watching who you are, seeing who you are and being able to watch you grow. That's what I love.